Hello, this is Ron Maxwell. There is no point in making a film on Joan of Arc unless the film breaks new ground, unless the film illuminates the story anew. This is the first major film to explore Joan's childhood and youth, critical both to understanding the story and for the emotional connection to her character. It is the first film to thoroughly portray her role as a military commander and warrior by filming her in the midst of 4 medieval battles: the liberation of Orléans, the Battle of Patay, the Siege of Paris, and her capture at Compiègne. Joan has often been portrayed as a pious victim. She has rarely been portrayed as the natural-born leader and courageous soldier of this film. What is faith? What is a calling? What is the personal relationship to one's nation, to one's God? Can an individual transcend the political confines of gender? Does the child have something of importance to say to the adult? Do the angels speak to us? Do we listen? Any one of these universal questions would provide worthy thematic material for a film. In Joan of Arc, all of these questions and more are raised. The story of Joan of Arc provides a medieval tapestry in which political intrigues, civil war, foreign aggression and occupation, political murder, religious zealotry, ecclesiastical conflict, superstition, faith, the Inquisition, the role of women as soldiers, love for country, pageantry, warfare, betrayal, triumph, and martyrdom all come together in a vividly colorful and heart-rending saga. My screenplay is the result of a rigorous examination of the historical record. Battles are recreated in the same detail found in my film Gettysburg, or Gods and Generals, which audiences have found fascinating and riveting. For the first time in a film, we get to meet the gallant young men who fought at her side, as well as the seasoned veterans of Agincourt and other campaigns against the English. We meet the Dauphin, Charles VII, and the intriguers at his court. And after her capture, we get to meet Joan's tormentors, the French churchmen and collaborators who try her and condemn her to the stake. We are with Joan as she discovers her calling and decides to follow her destiny. From her home in Domremy to her first travels to Vaucouleurs, we accompany her on the perilous journey across enemy-occupied territories for her extraordinary encounter with the Dauphin at Chinon. Then follow her as she leads the Army of Liberation to Orléans, where she accomplishes the impossible. This is followed by the spectacular victory of the mounted French knights at Patay and culminates in the glorious coronation at Reims Cathedral. Joan suffers a reversal of fortunes before the walls of Paris. Her allies desert her, and her king seems to abandon her. Her faith is tested yet again. She continues to fight on her own, unwilling to rest as long as a single English soldier remains on French soil. Outnumbered and captured at Compiègne, she is eventually brought to Rouen, where she is tried by an ecclesiastical court appointed by the English. Condemned as a relapsed heretic, she is burned at the stake at the age of 19. Within a few short years, her martyrdom galvanizes her people into a fury of commitment and action, culminating in the total expulsion of the English from France and the salvation of the French kingdom. This is a movie of emotion, of colorful characters, of beautiful countrysides and magnificent cathedrals, of violent hand-to-hand warfare, of overcoming impossible odds, of the triumph of faith. But most of all, it is the story of an unsophisticated teenage girl who changed the course of history through an unshakable belief in her voices, in her country, and in her God.